Christmas Eve, little girl begged the single-dad CEO to borrow a tree for her mom. Snow fell softly on the quiet street, turning the city into a painting of silver and white. Daniel Hart stood by the window of his penthouse office, watching the lights flicker below. Christmas Eve had arrived, but for Daniel, CEO of one of the country's fastest-growing tech companies, it felt like any other night. Board meetings were finished, deals were closed, and the silence pressed in harder than the noise ever had. 3 years ago, Christmas meant laughter, burnt cookies, and his wife Emily humming carols while decorating the tree. Now, it meant memories he tried not to touch. Daniel picked up his coat and decided to walk home instead of calling his driver. The cold air might help clear his head. As he stepped outside the building, a small voice stopped him. "Excuse me, mister?" He turned. A little girl stood near the sidewalk, wrapped in an oversized red coat. Her shoes were worn, and her dark hair peeked out from beneath a knitted hat. She couldn't have been more than 7, yes. Daniel said gently. She looked up at the tall building behind him, then back at his face. "Are you the man who owns the big lights?" Daniel blinked, surprised. "I suppose I do." Her eyes lit up with hope. "Then maybe you can help me." He crouched down to her level. "What do you need?" She hesitated, twisting her gloves together. "My mom is sick. We don't have a Christmas tree this year. I promised her I'd find one. But all the shops are closed." She swallowed. Can we borrow one? Just for tonight?" The word borrow hit Daniel harder than any boardroom confrontation ever had. "Borrow," he repeated softly. She nodded eagerly. "We'll give it back. I promise. My mom she really loves Christmas." Daniel glanced around. The street was nearly empty, snow piling against curbs and doors. Logic told him to call the authorities, or at least ask more questions. But something in her eyes, brave, desperate, hopeful, made him stand. "What's your name?" he asked. "Lily." "All right, Lily," Daniel said. "Show me where you live." Her face broke into a smile so wide it made his chest ache. They walked a few blocks to an old apartment building with flickering hallway lights. Lily led him up 3 flights of stairs to a small door with peeling paint. Inside, the apartment was modest but clean. A couch, a small table, and a thin woman lying beneath a blanket on a mattress near the window. "Mom," Lily whispered. "I'm back." The woman opened her eyes and tried to sit up. "Lily, I told you not to go far." "It's okay," Lily said quickly. "I found help." Daniel stepped forward. "Good evening, ma'am. I'm Daniel." The woman smiled weakly. "I'm Anna." "I'm sorry, I didn't expect." "It's all right," Daniel said. "Lily told me about the tree." Anna's eyes filled with tears. "I didn't want her worrying about that. We've had a rough year." Daniel nodded. He understood rough years more than he cared to admit. "I think," he said slowly, "we can do better than borrowing." Anna looked confused. Daniel pulled out his phone and made a call. 30 minutes later, a delivery truck stopped outside the building. 2 men carried up a full-sized Christmas tree, a box of ornaments, lights, and even wrapped gifts. Lily gasped. It's real." Daniel smiled. "Very real." They set the tree in the corner of the room. Lily eagerly helped decorate, placing each ornament with careful precision. Daniel found himself hanging lights, something he hadn't done since Emily passed. His hands trembled at first, but then steadied. When the tree was finished, the room glowed warmly, pushing back the cold and shadows. Anna covered her mouth, tears streaming down her face. "I don't know how to thank you." "You already did," Daniel said quietly, watching Lily spin in circles around the tree. He handed Lily a small box. "This one's for you." She opened it carefully, revealing a stuffed bear wearing a tiny Santa hat. "For me?" she asked. "For you," Daniel confirmed. She hugged the bear, then hugged him just as tightly. "Thank you for borrowing us a tree," she whispered. Daniel laughed softly. "You can keep it." As he prepared to leave, Anna called out, "Mr. Hart?" "Yes?" "Why did you help us?" Daniel paused. He thought of his empty apartment. Of the tree he never put up anymore. Of the love he'd lost, and the love still left in the world because Christmas is meant to be shared, he said. And tonight, I needed it too. Back in his penthouse, Daniel didn't feel the silence as sharply. For the first time in years, he set up a small tree by the window. It wasn't grand, but it was enough. His phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. A photo appeared, Lily and Anna sitting beside their glowing tree, smiling. "Mom says it's the best Christmas ever," the message read. Daniel smiled, a warmth spreading through him that no success or fortune had ever given. Outside, the snow continued to fall, but inside, Christmas had finally come home. Christmas tree.